Hi guys. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for choosing The Guardian as the safeguarding partner for your school. And today I'm talking to you because we're rolling out the anonymous reporting app into your school. And I just wanted you to understand what that means. Firstly, why an anonymous reporting app? Well, very simply, the learners of today, the youth of today, are far more comfortable in the cyber world than they are in the real world. And it's for that reason we opted to develop this solution. What we've also found, though, is that this generation is very conflict adverse. And so if we can give them a situation, or if we can give them a platform to which they can disclose information, and it's in the cyber world, and they don't have to deal with that face-to-face challenge, it becomes a lot easier for them. And we find ourselves in a place where we can actually receive information and help those that need help. The next thing that I want to talk about is the number of cases that are actually reported. The number of cases is so small, as little as 10%. And we are seeing that so many cases are coming through at the moment. And so we feel that the children that are challenged are comfortable in this space. So how does it work? What happens? Well, your school will choose a predefined person. The report will go to that predefined person or persons for the purposes of transparency. Once they receive the report, they can decide what they want to do with it. They can send it on to law enforcement, they can send it to the Guardian, but most importantly, they have the ability to go back to the reporter. They would never know the identity of the reporter. So if I was reporting as a child that a friend of mine had told me something in confidence, and the teacher needed more information, or if I was telling the teacher that I was facing a challenge and I didn't know how to deal with it, we can respond back to that child. And they will understand then that the conversation that we are having, we can help them. Very often people will say to you, but hold on, Mark, if it's anonymous, what happens if it's a criminal matter that's being reported on? The truth of it is that even when it is anonymous, when a child starts disclosing this terrible situation that they may have been through, once they're talking to someone and they get to trust that person, we tend to find that very often they're comfortable to disclose their identity. So we now open up conversation between the reporter and the teacher, and the teacher doesn't know who he or she is talking to, and so the information starts flowing and we can start safeguarding the child. Once the case is over, if it's a bullying case or something like that, once it's over, it can be closed, but it's archived and can be reopened at any time if the child starts playing up. And it can be used to kind of go, well, this is what was going on before. Maybe the child is facing the same challenges. So it can be used and brought up and used to assist the child going further. Once the case is closed, once it is over, the case is filed and we can then move on. The next function that the system brings is the ability to do push notifications, which very simply is the fact that the school can push out information to all learners or all parents. And that information can be safeguarding information or any information that you feel the children need to have. The reason for it is not so that we can create an avenue of sending out information, because we have a lot of those vehicles already, but it works in the anonymous reporting space because, firstly, if everyone has the app on the phone, the child who's using it as an anonymous reporting app, well, that child is protected. Their anonymity is protected if everyone has the app on the phone. The second thing, and we've seen this happen before, if the school is diligent about pushing out push notifications, the app stays front of mind. So when the child is sitting at home thinking about cutting him or herself, or thinking about taking tablets, or is in a really dark place, the app stands up as the solution to which they remember it and they use it more often. So thank you, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out. You can get hold of us through any of our email addresses, through telephone. Give us a shout, and we're very happy to help any way we can.